Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrestling with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Wrestling with them Wrestling Boys. I'm the POT alongside my tag team partner Big E, and we're here to bring you another episode of premium wrestling content. What's going on, bro?
My brother. It's another one.
It's another one.
Hey, man. Yeah. So, Money in the Bank. We're going to hop right into it because it's fresh on our mind. Just got done with it. Excuse me. We'll just do a preview of the show, and then I'm just going to break down what I thought about the show, and then we'll get into breaking down the matches and what we thought and everything, and we'll talk a little bit about Raw, and then we'll get up out of here for episode 24. Money in the Bank 2025. I think every match was the match of the night until the next one came on. That's it was. I think it was a big day for WWE as far as the worlds collide. Then you had Money in the Bank. You had a couple of different people that worked numerous matches in the last 2 days.
Right.
I just thought everybody that the atmosphere was different. Not
right.
different, but everybody was. It just seemed like everybody was trying to give it everything they got, give it their best. Which I'm sure they do that every time. I'm trying to explain it without knowing how to explain it. It just seemed like as soon as it came on, you knew the pay-per-view was going to be good, or PLE.
Right.
But, we old school, so you knew the pay-per-view was going to be good. What'd you think about it, just in general, before we start breaking it down?
I felt like it delivered. I was,
Yeah.
I mean, I watched a little bit of Worlds Collide, and I tell you what, man, I know we're going to break down these matches, but Chad Gable is an unsung hero.
Yeah.
He's clearly one of the best on the roster, on all the rosters. I'm saying it right now. That guy there performs. He's every bit of Kurt Angle 2.0, just not.
Yeah.
He's a little smaller, and it's kind of hard to beat the authentic. But man, been putting in work, with the shoes and the thank you and shooting and playing the comedy act and with Otis and all of that. They've been putting in work, man. Even just you mentioned a couple of them wrestled multiple times. Of course, he was Chad Gable in the main event of Worlds Collide, and came back later on the men's Money in the Bank. El Grande. But as far as the atmosphere, I kind of felt where you was coming from, even just with the whole Triple A and that, the whole Lucha Libre aspect of it, and not only obviously the Worlds Collide was going to be a big focus on Triple A and their superstars and Lucha Libre, kind of like bridge, put them all together. But they had a lot of that in the Money in the Bank as well. Obviously with Penta and of course they had the Octagon having a match with Dominic, which we'll talk about, and also Andrade, even though he been in the WWE off and on for years, but he's still his heritage and stuff, Lucha Libre as well. So they definitely
I definitely
represented.
want to talk about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I we'll get into it. Let's jump into it, but I definitely want to talk about him. But yeah, the atmosphere was different tonight. This something felt, it just felt good as soon as you turned it on. Um, the girls, the women, the women's match, women's they deliver every year with their Money in the Bank match. I think Perez. What first of all, Naomi went over, but what you calling them? Stephanie, what's her last name? It's hard to. Stephanie, Roxanne Perez, and the other girl, Gilda or whatever it's called. Man, they showed
Yeah.
out. All
Yes,
them
they
different
did.
spots they were doing. Of course, Rhea Ripley does her power stuff. Alexa Bliss can still hang,
Right.
and Naomi is tearing it up with this new character.
Right.
And I don't know I can't remember who we said was going to win or who our prediction was, but
Well,
she deserved it.
I predicted Roxanne Perez, and I don't know who the hell you predicted. To be honest with you,
I
I know it
said
wasn't
Naomi,
Naomi though. I know you did.
but it should have been though.
Yeah. Well,
It's
yeah, it wouldn't have been a bad pick.
is right. Us as professional wrestling watchers and talk abouters, you know what I'm saying? We
Right.
should have picked her because it makes all the sense in the world.
Right.
With the way her character is going.
Right.
Bro, I've seen a stat that she hasn't had a singles title since 2017.
Yeah.
That's 8 years. Eight
Right.
years she hasn't had a single title run. When she went to TNA, then came back.
But
But
she wasn't gone that long. You know what I mean?
no,
What,
she
2 years,
wasn't.
maybe three,
Yeah,
if that.
you know,
Yeah. So
but became world champ over there, came back
right.
and became the champ here, but hasn't done anything since 2017.
Right.
So um I mean I think she's as far as the women go, 100% have cashed in and won.
9 of
Not
9.
not one person. So yeah, 9 out of 9. Because this is the 10th one.
Right.
Yeah. So um yeah, man, I thought they killed it. I thought the ladies really killed it. Like I say, Ripley did her stuff. She doesn't need the title right now.
Right.
Um, and she did all her power moves. She took some bumps too, some good ones. And
Right.
not even I can't even name it. They were doing so many different spots. Girls really showed out. Naomi won. She deserved to win. And I can't wait to see when they have a triple threat between her, Bianca Belair, and Jade, and let it be for something, not just a match, but like for the championship. You know what I'm saying?
I
So,
did that. Uh, I'm I'm gonna tell you who I really like.
uh,
Uh, Roxanne Perez, man.
oh yeah,
I I've been watching her for a while. I just always liked her attitude, even when she was NXT Women's Champion. I know she came up
yeah,
Booker T, reality wrestling.
yeah,
She doing her thing, man, and she's young. They all young, but she's young, and she just had an attitude, man. And I'm really digging her. I'm looking forward more to come from her in the near future.
yeah, yeah. She's killing it. She's real good. She's strong too.
Right.
Yeah. So, um, Dominic and Octagon Jr. Dominic Mysterio is the greatest luchador of all time, greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, and dude, I don't see nobody stopping him. He's gonna beat the Honky Tonk Man record, everybody record. Who beat the Honky Tonk Man's record?
Gunther 666.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio is, and it's no more booze. The booze, he's still a heel. Still doing the cheating, still doing everything. Bro, when he came out with that mask on and then threw it on the ground, when he took it off and just threw it on the ground, and then he threw his jacket at the AAA guys that were sitting there front row. Just the total complete heel. It just seems like it was the other day when he showed up and got beat up by Brock Lesnar, and he had the short haircut, and he might have had like one tattoo or something.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
dude is just
Well, he showed up at Worlds Collide earlier,
yeah,
and they was honoring his dad. He came out there talking about how he a deadbeat and all this, and that's how the whole thing with Octagon Jr. Cause they presented Ray with a mask,
yeah,
and it was like that's kind of how that whole Intercontinental Championship match came about. We were doing our little fantasy booking
yeah,
last week, but we missed on that one.
yeah, yeah. It happens, but yeah, man, Dominic, bro, he's the man, dog. There's him and Liv, and the way she just looks at him, and you would really think they was together.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, this Roxanne thing gonna take off now.
Oh
That's
yeah,
gonna be what that's gonna be a problem.
yeah,
What goes
yeah,
around comes around, right? So what
yeah,
happened to Rhea is gonna happen to Liv, maybe.
yeah.
Uh,
And
but
Dominic is going,
then planted that seed though. So
and Dominic is going to run through the women's roster.
hey,
Hey man, hey bro, but seriously though, the heat, all the heat that he had,
right.
man, it's dirty, dumb, dirty, dumb. Man, the crowd's going crazy for him now, and that frog splash is every bit of Eddie Guerrero when he
I mean,
slammed.
he deserve it, man. He been putting in work. I mean, I know he's still young, but it's just like his character work, man, and
Yeah,
as much heat as he was getting, and just the crowd tell you who they want,
right.
and
Clearly,
yeah, so you can't deny that, and I'm glad they pushed him with an IC title run
yeah,
right now, and really listening to the people. So
yeah,
can't be mad at that.
yeah. You're right about that. Um, Lyra, Becky Lynch. I thought it was like I said, I thought it was the match of the night until the guys came out, until the guys were done with the Money in the Bank. They went at it. They went at it. Becky still is just as Becky as can be. She's still smooth with it, still plays such a good heel. She's such a good heel. I love
The
her
man,
as a heel.
yeah, yeah, the
You
man.
know, even at the press conference when she was like, just going overboard about, when she was at home with my lovely, sexy husband and my great kid, just going on and on, and bro, of course, she did a little roll up with the tights, got over, won the women's IC title. I think that's the only title she hasn't had, singles title.
Well, the U.S. title
In the
now as
US
well.
title became, yeah. So, um, but yeah, man, that was spectacular match.
Yeah, I did. I definitely felt like it was there. I don't really remember their match they had at NXT for the
Mhm.
NXT title, but the the backlash the backlash match wasn't bad, but I felt like this was a better match
Oh
than
yeah,
the backlash match,
yeah, they
and
killed it.
you could tell that they know each other though. Like
Yeah,
their chemistry, especially tonight, was just it was they was hitting everything, but you really felt like they didn't like each other. Like
right. And
Lyra
it
really,
was
like, even when they announcing them, like, hey, challenger, yada yada. Lyra attacked Becky from behind. Like,
Yeah.
bitch, let's get it. You know,
Right.
so I really like that because it's like, look, and you know, and you got to think their previous two matches, Lyra won, but they was like some roll ups, like slick, quick, like, oh damn, it wasn't like she beat Becky. It was like she
Right.
caught her slipping
Yeah.
in the NXT Championship match and in the Backlash match. So this match was a similar finish, but of course
Mhm.
Becky held the tights as a heel, but you still didn't get a clear cut. You know what I mean? Especially since she
Yeah.
grabbed the tights. So
Yeah.
they definitely gonna have a blow off match.
Oh yeah.
Maybe SummerSlam. You know, since that's around the corner.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
You got Night of
and probably gonna
Champions.
be
You got Night of Champions coming up.
yeah. That's true as well.
Yeah.
So
Just depends on because usually they put all the titles on the line.
right,
But
right.
that's of course that's
But
over there.
they've been doing this 5 match thing lately though. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. 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 But like I say, man, I thought they killed it. I thought they killed it. Could have went either way.
Right,
They both look good. Love the way, like I said, I just love Becky as a heel anyway. And
right.
especially when she was supposed to lift her hand up, how she
Oh
was going
yeah.
to go to
She
each
was
side.
overdoing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it's like Lyra lost, she lost the battle, but she won the war at the end of the day, type thing, you know.
Yeah, I like how they
So
play that
she
because
done lost.
she like made her push her buttons, you know what I mean? And the
Yeah,
face the one that ended up snapping.
right.
And it was funny how, Wade Barrett, he's so good. It's like, she's a sore loser and all this and all that. And then you heard Becky at the press conference was talking about that as well, talking about she was embarrassed and
Made her
uh
daughter cry. She was like, it made my daughter cry.
yeah,
You
yeah,
did.
that
I'm
was yeah, so that was I like how they played the story on that.
yeah. All right, men's money in the bank. Yeah, Seth Rollins, El Grande, Americana, Stolo, Andrade, and Penta. So,
Did you forget your boy?
and
Your prediction.
oh yeah, but yeah, it didn't pan out that way. Thank God. But no, I didn't forget. I just don't like saying his name out loud.
Hey, you gotta say it. Say it with me. Yeah. Hey, night. Yeah.
Anyway,
You know you be saying that.
Andrade, first of all, Andrade messed up a couple of times. I want to know, did they put him in there? Are they trying to give him a little push? Are they trying to get him motivated? Are they trying to, did they do it because of the AAA thing or because they know they're risk takers? Because it just, I don't know, man. I don't, you want that guy. You think he's a superstar, but when you see him, you're kind of like, he's not consistent to me. He's
Okay.
not consistent. But I will tell you this: he got all the respect in the world tonight because those ladders are heavy, and that thing. And I mean, Chad Gable dropped it right on his sack, dog. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was horrible. And it was with the corner of the legs that move up and down,
Right.
right in the bizzles. And I mean, bro, it made me think about Tommy Dreamer when he got hit, when
Ooh.
Jerry King Lawler hit him with that kendo stick in the nut when he screamed. Hey,
Ooh.
bro, that was nasty. That looked nasty. But
Ooh.
yeah, LA Knight was in there. Solo is becoming one of the funniest guys on the roster.
Yeah.
His personality is starting to really come out. He can really talk. Because you remember, he wasn't saying anything at first.
Right. He just looking at mugging.
Right. He was the street fighter.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Now he's starting to talk. He doing all that mocking and stuff. He mocked Chad Gable. He mocked L.A. Knight. You know, so but
he did. The pen, the
mhm,
penta.
yeah. Yeah, that was good. But hey man, everybody showed out. Everybody did their stuff. I love how they ran up the they ran up over the rope onto the other ladder when they had the ladder pinned it up against the other
Right,
one ladder and ran up both sides.
right.
That was cool. The Canadian destroyer on the ladder was cool.
That was nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And now
Mexican
it
destroyer.
wasn't
You gotta get it right, man. The Mexican destroyer.
well, okay. Yeah. And but it's a Canadian destroyer and it's a Frankensteiner. But anyway,
It's a Mexican destroyer. You give them their respect. How can you be so disrespectful? It is the it. We just talked about how the feeling was. It was different. Triple A, when worlds
okay,
collide.
you
Come
got it.
on, man.
Mexican destroyer. Okay.
There we go.
Orale. But the Mexican destroyer on the ladder was nasty.
Yeah,
But it wasn't nowhere near the one with the match with Chad Gable at Worlds Collide. When dude jumped from the top. Now he didn't jump from the turnbuckle. He jumped from the post and did it. I ain't never seen nobody do that.
that guy did a lot of stuff in that match that I never seen before. So
Man. But anyway, one prediction we did get right was Solo was not going to win, and it was because of Jacob Fatu.
yeah,
Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker came out to help Seth, and then you had, Bloodline 2.0 come out with JC Mateo and Jacob Fatu.
right.
When that man did that pop-up Samoan drop with Bronson
On Bronson
Reed,
Reed, yeah,
that place went mayhem.
yeah. So did.
Yeah. But I love the fact how he played it. He played it off like they was down. They was down. They must have had a conversation.
He
They
let
was
him
on the
climb the
same
ladder and
page.
everything.
Let him go out the
Yeah,
ladder and grab the leg. I hate you.
right,
So you definitely gonna get them at either Saturday night's main event or SummerSlam or something.
right.
So, but he's gonna have to align himself with somebody because it's always gonna be 2-on-1.
So what the hell is going on, Tamatonga?
See, man, we brag about WWE right now all the time because they've been killing it, and then now it's like now that Vince is gone, you definitely are tuned in because you think everything's gonna be different,
Right.
but they still are grabbing up talent and just like you know, look at Karrion Cross, man. Look at what they're doing with him.
Right.
Carlito, you went and got Carlito because of the pop he got down there in Puerto Rico, and then if it was back in the '90s, he'd be working Sunday Night Heat every Sunday.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't
Well,
book him.
yeah,
You know,
well, Carlito gone now.
well, yeah, I know he's
Right.
back.
But
He's a WWC champion again
right.
in Puerto Rico. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they they snatch these dudes up like Tungaloa, Tamatonga. I mean, they was always a top team in Japan,
Right.
but you keep them quiet. They're it's just weird, man. It's like they still, it's still dropping the ball on some of this stuff.
And and we don't know everything,
Oh
the ins and
no, we
outs.
don't have a clue now.
And I mean, like, are they not getting it as far as their style of wrestling?
Right.
Or I mean, who what what's the deal? I mean, we don't know, or maybe they felt like the crowd ain't respond the way. I mean, who knows, man?
Yeah,
It just, cause we know Tonga Loa got hurt in that War
yeah,
Games match,
yeah.
and but he wasn't. He's always the last one anyway, though. The way they
Right.
treated it, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like he's a big loss,
Right.
according to how they were booking him.
Only reason
But
he was lost was because the numbers, number
right,
situation. That was it.
right, right,
He got his shine that one time when he came, and then he messed that when he debuted, and he messed that up.
right,
Coming
right.
out
So
the rain late, and no disrespect, like it's not like we just sitting here dogging him because we're not.
right,
Because
right,
you got over in Japan, So, but they were a numbers game. That's what it
right.
was. You let Tama Tonga do a little yeah, but he got a lot more personality than that.
Yeah, it just been doing fantasy booking for years. You'd be like, what would it be to see the Gorillas
Right.
go take on the Usos and stuff like that? And it's now fast forward when something like that could have happened and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
didn't really happen.
Right.
And
And the
uh
way they had them booked is like you wouldn't have cared to see it anyway.
right, right.
Almost.
That was
Which
perfect
is
time to do it,
right, which is a shame to say because like you say, that was supposed to be a quote unquote, maybe like a dream match,
Right,
But
right.
in wrestling, people get old. Some guys just get over in different places.
I mean, that's true too.
You know,
Because we know WWE have their own fan base.
right,
Everybody's not like us
right,
who,
right.
I mean, there's a lot, but WWE definitely had their own fan base.
Yeah,
And some of those folks probably ain't know who the hell the Tongaloa was. Like, who
right,
the guy,
right. Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
mean,
You're right
that's,
about that. You know,
yeah,
but it just makes you wonder. You got all these guys, but then it's like you're barely using them, and if you do use
right,
them, backstage stuff.
right.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you can only have so much talent. You can't use everybody,
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like, but then again, if you know you can't use them, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's like, you got to attack the competition a little bit, especially when somebody comes available,
right.
So who knows, man? But anyway, back to the match. Um, Kind of, it looked like everybody was gonna win. And that's what they do. That's what's great about these because it looked like you really thought Penta was about to win because he was like 2 or 3 times got close. Then
Yeah,
Andrade was hanging from it at one point.
right, right, right.
So I think Seth needed it. I think Seth Rollins needed the money in the bank because there's supposed to be this big time faction with power, but without titles, you have no power. So now it's like I can do it. And I'm the ultimate opportunist anyway. I can do it whenever I want to. Now you got a little bit of power. Now you got kind of like some say so. You know what I mean? Because it'd be like the Horsemen with no championship. Like what's there to protect?
Yeah,
You know?
well, of course, that self was my prediction,
Yeah,
and that was what we talked about. Like, imagine if he had the money in the bank with now he got the muscle, he
yeah,
got the wise man, you
yeah.
know,
You
he
got
got two.
everything.
Yeah, he got like you
Yeah,
said, but just like you said, he didn't have a title yet.
right.
Now this money in the bank make him control the narrative. So now he's gonna be able to tease, and he probably gonna do both.
Yeah,
He's gonna tease both, and especially Jay because they on Raw. But I'm sure he gonna flirt with Cena as well. Who
yeah,
because I don't see who knows he might not have had money in the bank that long really in this situation because I think he's gonna get the title. I
yeah,
just we don't know how long the Jay Gunther match gonna be on Raw is gonna be very
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
yeah,
But it's gonna let us know something.
right.
Yeah. But so Steph Rollins won. Like I say, he and we talked about it before, like you said, he needed it, to add that little accolade to where now we got some say so. Now we got some get right.
Right.
Yeah. So Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, World Heavyweight Champion, and undisputed champion John Cena and Logan Paul. First of all, I know he done it before, but the drone thing, the dude just don't mess up at anything. Like he's a winner. Logan Paul is a winner, and hate him, get mad because he's just bro. Even Triple H said that he just every time he just wows me every time. No Diddy, but yeah, man, doing the drone thing. I like how the match started off. Of course, the babyface is gonna get in a couple of good shots in, and then they'll start taking them, start selling, take a little beating. But
Yeah, Jay was getting beat up pretty bad.
yeah. See, that's setting it up for tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
come out there like DDP and had them ribs taped up. Now
Right.
DDP had his ribs taped up for 3 years, dog.
Man, he was like Ace Bob Orton with that cash, man. That
But
boy
he
had
had
that
taped
cash
up
by
ribs.
that boy had that cash. He had that cash by 5 years, man, for
Yeah,
real.
his arm was broke that long. It was
Yeah,
broken every time.
yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be a setup for tomorrow. Night he's not 100%. Will he be able to do it?
Right.
Yeah, but we'll get into that in a minute. But I like the part about Cena and Paul arguing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then man, got somebody in the hood came out, jumped the rail, got in the ring. How long did you know who it was before he took the hood off?
I ain't gonna
Immediately.
lie. I didn't know right away because when it happened, I kept trying to think like who could this be that would make sense? I was trying to use process elimination. I was like, Roman Reigns, that wouldn't make no sense. Who, and then but when he took off the mask, it was like, duh, but
I
of
saw
course,
his leg, I saw his ankle, and his ankle was black.
okay,
And I was like,
okay,
oh, that's our truth.
okay,
But I tell you what, I don't think it was a shoot that he got let go. They're trying to I think they're acting like it. I mean, I think it is. I think he really was released. I don't think they renewed his contract. You
okay,
know, Triple H trying to say it's all part of the show.
right,
That's good. You enjoying the show? I think they
right,
just listening to the WWE universe for a change.
and hired him back.
Yeah.
I
Why wouldn't
mean,
he? Everybody went crazy?
I mean that's true, but I mean they insure. I mean, which makes sense if that was the case. Either
Yeah.
way, it makes sense for him to enter the match. But if if that was a shoot, as far as him really being released, and they hired him back, so they just gonna hire him back and just throw him in the mix. Like, I mean, what if that was the case? What did they originally have planned for the finish of that match?
Right. Well, you knew I mean, wasn't nobody gonna get nothing clean because they still gotta, get the
I
title.
know, I know,
So
but what
they
I'm
had to
saying
do
is,
something.
but who would have been in the run in then though? You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, then you probably wouldn't have a run in. You have a it would have been they probably would have been something like Logan Paul would have, you know, missed Cody and hit John Cena with the brass knuckles, and then he gets super kicked, and then they pins, Cody pins Cena. It'd been something stupid like that,
Yeah.
But
Guess we'll
I
never
don't know,
know.
man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I thought for sure, like, as soon as I saw him, I'm thinking, okay, they finally listening and giving the people what they want instead of what they want and trying to make the people like what they like.
I don't. It's crazy to me because that might be something we'll never know.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was odd how he just had that match with Cena at Saturday night's main event and then he got released. Like
Yeah.
the timing of that was just kind of crazy to me.
Well, I thought it
So
was maybe they already knew and was like trying to give him send him off with another
yeah, like
profile
true. I
match.
mean, that's true as well.
That's what I thought about it. I thought
Like giving him his
I thought that was
flowers,
like his send off.
giving him his last one moment. You
Yeah.
know,
I'll tell you what, we're not gonna renew your contract. Contract
right?
coming up. How about you face John Cena in the main event at Saturday night's main event? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean
You
that's
know,
possible too.
yeah,
Like again, that's something we'll probably never know.
yeah, yeah. So, but anyway, Cody, Jay got the win. Like I said, it told the story as far as R-Truth coming back. Now Cody going to be talking about he pinned the world champion, he pinned the Universal Champion. Are they going to
Right.
wrestle again? That's the main thing. So
I must say the Universal Champion.
I mean, not the Universal Champion, but undisputed champion. My bad, dog. Hey, man, shut up, man. It's like 1:30 in the morning.
The
It's
pay-per-view
like what?
said that was a pay-per-view. Did that but said we doing the review. That but all we doing the preview.
I didn't say preview earlier.
Yes, you did, bro. I
Wow.
promise you.
Like, man, y'all they're judging, ain't you? I'm trying to be great. We're bullshitting talking about
I was just saying.
undisputed champion. Undisputed champion.
Oh, Universal.
I'm the CEO, but I pull the plug to this whole thing.
He
I'm like,
said that.
shit, I got all the masters. You're gonna have to go start Aftermath.
Hey, Irv got it. See, do like a shot
No,
or
I
something.
said Suge. I said,
Well, Irv and Shotty, we record our own music,
hey,
record the same songs
get out of
over
the
again.
parking spot.
Oh man.
All
But
right. Yeah. Universal champion at the Superdome. All right. Raw. Monday Night Raw. Let's just talk about it for a little quick second before we get up out of here. So you
right.
don't call me out on my me messing up on anything no more. Man, that's right. You're gonna be the genetic. I'm HBK, but you're the genetic.
I don't think so, buddy.
The heartbreak.
You already said Suge. I'm Dr. Dre. You know what I
Right.
mean?
You gotta go start Aftermath.
Yeah, I'm gonna find M and 50.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get what I deserve. It's bonkers. Hey, Nikki Bella's returning Monday night.
Oh, that should be cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nikki Bella returning. they stated today, so they're gonna do WrestleMania back to back in Vegas.
Right.
So they're going right back. So that ain't got nothing to do with Monday Night Raw, but that was just something that was said today.
Right.
Like I said, you got Gunther, Jey Uso. The story will be, Jey Uso just had a match 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago. He beat up.
Right.
And like I said, it'll open some doors and we'll see what happens. But you're gonna have something major with Seth Rollins,
Right.
either coming out talking a whole bunch of shit about what he's gonna do, or have a big celebration of him being, Mr. Money in the Bank and all that stuff.
Hell,
So
I guarantee he's gonna tease the cash in too. I don't think he's gonna cash in. We don't know
yeah,
how the match can play out, but I think he's gonna tease a
right.
cash in.
Ooh, yeah. That's one thing about being the Money in the Bank. Of course, you can go after any title. It just was like Royal Rumble. You get to say, if you win, you get to say which title you want to go after.
Right.
But yeah, man. Tease with that. I mean, that'll get the crowd going.
Right.
You know how they do. Just like when the heels used to act like they was going to the ring to fight somebody and they'll jump down and leave.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right before hands get thrown, they'll jump down and take off back up the ramp.
Probably we're gonna do it on my time.
Right.
Yeah.
But all in all, man, Raw should be real interesting. Money in the Bank was great. We got Night of Champions coming up. Saturday night's main event coming up will be in Atlanta.
Which they also got that Evolution pay-per-view,
Yeah.
PLE,
Yeah.
same
Nah.
weekend.
Oh no, you said pay-per-view.
Yeah, but the Evolution, the second one,
Yeah.
which you mentioned Nikki Bella coming back, so you would think that she'll probably, which is going to be very competitive. And I even heard Triple H talk about tonight at the press conference about how he's been wanting to do this ever since they did the first one, and the timing just wasn't right. But the women's roster on NXT and both Raw and SmackDown is unbelievable, ridiculous right now. So he
Yeah.
was saying it's still gonna be hard to can't get everybody on the show.
Right.
So
Trying to
he
get
said,
everybody involved.
he said so they got their work cut out for them to try to make sure they, he said they really have a spot on this is really gonna be a big deal for the ladies. And but you gotta think somebody like a Nikki Bella, with her being Hall of Famer, being a trailblazer in her time and era in the business for the company, I'm pretty sure she gonna have a spot.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but I'm sure that's gonna ruffle a few feathers, but
Yeah.
that's what it is.
I don't think it'll be nothing new to what she used to. I
Right.
think she used to ruffling feathers.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
Real quick, man, it's been episode 24. Jey Uso retained Monday.
I'm gonna say retains. I don't know
Okay.
how it's gonna happen though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Also, we did talk about Seth having a briefcase now, which is definitely a game changer. We're having Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and the Wise Man. But don't forget, we cannot never forget about the Equalizer. He still has to deal with Sami Zayn and
Yeah.
CM Punk. That's gonna be, that may be a reason why he might not cash in
They'll be
as
around.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be helping fight that off at times.
Right.
So I definitely think it's gonna be a tease on Monday, but that might be the reason why he don't cash in, because CM
Right.
Punk gonna come out there or something. So
Right. Okay. All right, man. We'll definitely be back. We also got SummerSlam coming up. So yeah, it'll be a busy summer, like he said. But it's been episode 24, man. Welcome to wrestling. Want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Keep subscribing, keep watching, keep listening. Like, comment, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Welcome to wrestling.
Welcome to wrestling.
Welcome to wrestling, Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrestling with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinger splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan.